Good morning my people all over the world. Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the conversations, reactions, and interesting moments making waves around Nollywood. If you are new here, kindly support the channel by subscribing and turn on your notification bell because you definitely do not want to miss what we have for you. Now, something Maurice Sam said during a recent live session has got people looking at each other and asking one very simple question: who is he talking about? Maurice made a statement that immediately caught the attention of viewers. He was talking about a woman who, according to what he said, had been there even before fame. And honestly, that one statement was enough to open the door to plenty of questions. Because when a popular actor says, she has been there even before fame, people naturally want to know who this mysterious woman is. Was he talking about someone from his early days? Was it someone who supported him before he became the Maurice Sam that everybody knows today? Or could fans simply be reading too much into a statement that was never meant to reveal anybody's identity? That is where the conversation becomes interesting. And this is exactly why we need to slow down before jumping to conclusions. Maurice did not, from the statement being discussed, clearly mention Sonia Uche's name. He also did not clearly mention Pearl's name. So nobody can honestly say with certainty that he was referring to either woman. But of course, Nollywood fans have already started connecting the dots. And two names that keep entering the conversation are Sonia Uche and Pearl. Now let us talk about why. Maurice Sam and Sonia Uche have worked together and have appeared together in several movie projects. Their on-screen chemistry has also been a major talking point among fans for a long time. Their collaborations have created a huge fan base that enjoys seeing them together on screen. In fact, Maurice and Sonia have appeared together in movies including You, Me, Forever, which has continued to attract attention from viewers. Because of this history, whenever Maurice makes a statement about a woman, some fans immediately begin wondering whether Sonia could be involved. But here is where things become even more interesting. Pearl has also been connected to Maurice in the past through fan discussions and relationship speculation. However, public reports have noted that such romantic claims have not been officially confirmed, and Maurice has previously denied some of the rumors surrounding his personal life. So you can understand why fans are divided. One group is saying, it must be Sonia. Another group is saying, no, Maurice could be talking about Pearl. And then there are people saying, why are you people trying to put names to something he did not even explain? And honestly, that third group has a point. Because sometimes celebrities say something generally, and social media immediately turns it into a mystery. One sentence becomes a theory. The theory becomes a discussion. The discussion becomes a trending topic. And before you know it, people are arguing over something the celebrity never actually confirmed. So, what exactly could Maurice have meant when he said she had been there before fame? There are several possibilities. For one, the woman could be someone who knew Maurice personally before his acting career became widely recognized. And remember, Maurice's career did not begin yesterday. He has built his profile through acting and entertainment over the years, and he is now also associated with his own movie platform, Maurice Sam TV. Recent tracking shows the channel has grown to millions of subscribers and hundreds of millions of views, showing just how much his entertainment career has expanded. So when someone says they knew him before fame, that could simply mean they knew him during a much earlier stage of his journey. It does not automatically mean romance. It does not automatically mean marriage. And it certainly does not automatically mean Sonia or Pearl. But fans are interested because of the history surrounding those names. Now let me ask you something. If someone you know suddenly becomes famous, would you expect them to remember the people who supported them before they became successful? Drop your answer in the comments. Because this is actually an interesting question. When someone becomes famous, people from their past sometimes become part of the public conversation. Fans want to know who was there when things were difficult. Who believed in the person? Who encouraged them? Who stayed around? And who disappeared when success arrived? That is probably why Maurice's statement touched a nerve with some viewers. But there is another side to this. What if the person he was talking about has absolutely nothing to do with Sonia or Pearl? What if she is someone completely outside the Nollywood conversation? That possibility cannot be ignored. And this is where we need to separate what Maurice actually said from what fans think he meant. What Maurice said is one thing. What social media thinks he meant is another thing. And what is actually true is something only Maurice and the person involved would know. That distinction is very important. Because once celebrities become popular, almost every interaction can be interpreted as a hidden message. A photograph becomes evidence. A comment becomes evidence. A movie role becomes evidence. A song becomes evidence. Even a simple smile can become a relationship announcement online. And Maurice has experienced this kind of attention before, particularly because of his strong on-screen chemistry with female co-stars. So when he says something mysterious, it is almost guaranteed that fans will start investigating. Now let's bring Sonia Uche into this carefully. Sonia has become a major name in Nollywood and has built a strong presence as both an actress and filmmaker. Her collaborations with Maurice have helped keep their names together in the minds of many movie fans. But does that mean she is the woman Maurice was talking about? No confirmed evidence says so. And that is something we have to make clear. The same applies to Pearl. Yes, her name has appeared in fan conversations involving Maurice before. But that still does not prove that Maurice's recent statement was directed at her. So perhaps the bigger story here is not even Sonia or Pearl. Perhaps the bigger story is that Maurice has once again reminded fans that there are parts of his life they simply do not know. And that is probably why people are so curious. Celebrities show us their careers. They show us their movies. They show us their events. Sometimes they show us their friends. But that does not mean we know everything happening behind the scenes. Maurice has also made it clear in previous public conversations that he values privacy around aspects of his personal life. So perhaps this statement was simply part of a larger conversation that fans have now interpreted through the lens of old rumors. And that brings us to the question everyone wants answered. If Maurice really was referring to someone from before fame, why didn't he mention her name? Was he deliberately keeping the identity private? Was he simply speaking generally? Or did he know exactly what would happen once fans heard that statement? Because let's be honest, once you tell millions of people, there is someone who has been there since before I became famous, people will immediately ask, who? That is human nature. And social media makes it even bigger. One person asks the question. Another person gives an answer. Someone else disagrees. Then screenshots start circulating. Then fans begin comparing old pictures and old movie appearances. And suddenly, something that started as one sentence becomes a full-blown discussion. But I want to hear from you. Who do you think Maurice was talking about? Do you think fans are right to mention Sonia Uche? Do you think Pearl could be the person? Or do you think everyone should simply wait for Maurice himself to explain? And please, let's keep the conversation respectful. We can discuss celebrities without attacking them or forcing relationships onto people. If Maurice wants the identity of the woman to remain private, that is also his right. At the same time, fans are allowed to be curious. That is what makes entertainment conversations interesting. Now, there is one more thing I want us to consider. Sometimes the person who was there before fame is not necessarily the person who is still closest to you today. People change. Lives change. Careers change. Friendships change. Relationships change. And sometimes people who were extremely important during one period of your life may no longer play the same role years later. So even if Maurice was talking about someone from his past, that does not automatically tell us what their relationship is today. That is why I would advise fans not to turn one sentence into a complete relationship story. Until Maurice gives more details, everything connecting that statement specifically to Sonia or Pearl remains speculation. And perhaps that is what makes the situation even more interesting. Because the more mysterious the statement becomes, the more people want answers. One thing is certain, though, Maurice Sam's career has reached a point where even a small comment can generate a major conversation. His movies continue to attract viewers, and his own platform has grown significantly. His recent film Just Before Forever, for example, has been drawing millions of views online. So perhaps Maurice is simply entering a stage of his career where people are paying attention not only to his movies but also to his personal comments. And that means he may have to be even more careful about how his words are interpreted. Because one sentence can become a headline. One headline can become a fan theory. And one fan theory can create an entirely different story. So, Nollywood Dish TV family, I am bringing this one back to you. Maurice said a woman had been there even before fame. He did not publicly identify her in the statement we are discussing. Yet fans are already asking. Sonia Uche or Pearl what? Or is everyone completely wrong? I want you to be honest in the comment section. If you were Maurice, would you reveal who the woman is, or would you keep her identity private? And if you believe it is Sonia, tell us why. If you believe it is Pearl, tell us why. And if you think it is neither of them, tell us who you think Maurice could have been referring to, without making claims about anyone's private life as fact. Please remember to subscribe to Nollywood Dish TV, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us for more entertainment conversations. Because in Nollywood, sometimes the biggest story is not what a celebrity says. It is what everyone thinks the celebrity meant. And right now, Maurice Sam has certainly given fans something to talk about. Until he gives a name, the mystery remains a mystery.